Next, this is an interesting one from our friends in Brazil. Luizo Ruvio. I hope I got that's a really hard Brazilian name, but beautiful name. Could you please show us the layer out model in the daily USD BRL chart? If possible, show us the IADSS. So basically, this is for FX traders. So you go in, but I'll show you how these tools actually work. First of all, we'll start with the US dollar versus the Brazilian real chart. And you can see this is IADSS on the 4-hour. It tells you kind of when to buy, when to sell, when to buy, when to sell, when to buy, when to sell. It's going through a really weird period right now because it's got kind of two buy signals. You got to also find confluence with the mean reversion and the trend. And you can see the IADS confluence results here, 90% win ratio, 100% on the trend. But there are things that you really need to understand when you look at this chart is TA can only do so much. You have to always keep your head out the window, find out what's going on in the macro. Now, there's a couple of things that make the Brazilian real a little bit stronger than it should be, and that is the central bank has raised interest rates in an effort to combat inflation, and this has made the real more attractive to investors, which are looking for higher yields. Also, Brazil is having really good, strong economic growth benchmarked against other countries around the world, and this is helping support the real. And also, the Dixie kind of has been weak and weakening overall, and especially with the downgrade from Fitch last week. Big issue covered yesterday and last week too, and on Twitter and stuff. So watch what's happening here. Look at the macro very carefully. Now let's look at layers of support and resistance. This is the second model, the layer out model. This is where the US dollar Brazilian real works. Now it's interesting. It doesn't really tell you much here, but let me add some color to these lines to make sure they make sense. First of all, if you look at where the support is on the layer model, layer out we call it, but it also can find support and resistance levels. You can see the US dollar Brazilian real support is at 4.72. There is interim resistance you can see at 4.93, a lot of confluence around there, and it's bumping up what I call layer 4 right now. And then layer 6 is the 5.06 resistance. If for this to break through this level, the Dixie has to tank. Okay, so watch the dollar index as a separate standalone thing. And then the 5.27 resistance will be next after that. It could be a big jump. Again, the Dixie would have to go to like 90 or 92 for this to happen. And way above the top layer there is the no man's land. I don't see it going up there for a while because, you know, the Brazilian real is not a perfect currency either. They also have their own issues like the US dollar and many other fiats around the world.